Forecast. Here's KATC meteorologist Daniel Phillips.
Well, the active watches and warnings have come to an end so far tonight. We still have a little bit of rainfall out there and still getting a couple rumbles of thunder, little flashes of lightning. The atmosphere, though, is not as juiced as was earlier on today. It's very significant storms working their way across Acadiana, as we talked about earlier on at the top of the show. Here's an outlook over what we've got across the Gulf Coast. You got that complex of storms that are now pushing their way eastward. There's still warnings on the other side of the basin. This is going to be continuing to move through eastern parts of Louisiana. And you still see a little bit of activity just to the west of Houston as well. That's not going to have the staying power. Again, you think about how much energy all of those storms would have used up. It's not a whole lot left over for storms that are going to be following. So right now we're dealing with light to moderate showers across much of the area. Western parts of Acadiana getting a little bit of a break. You've got a break in the areas where you took the hardest impact from this storm. Evangeline Parish, Acadia Parish, parts of St. Landry are getting a little bit of a break from the weather. Decent showers now down through southern parts of Lafayette, and that's going to be just south of the city, Youngsville, Broussard area. You're going to have that rolling through here pretty soon. This is a look over the last 3 hours. This is a hail track, and you can see all the places that caught some hail damage as those storms went through. The darker blues and the purples, those are pieces of hail that are going to be on the magnitude of about 1 inch to 2 inches. That's going to push up close to about a $half size. That can certainly produce damage. And it was a large swath of Acadiana that caught some of that activity today, mostly northwards of I-10. And it was through some of the more rural parishes, but they certainly saw their fair share of damage. We'll continue to calm down as we go through the rest of the night. Now, FutureCast have been a little delayed on this system. It was picking up on the main line, but you get some of these cells and they can tap into the right little pocket of air and the right little pocket of energy. They blow up. And that's exactly what we ended up seeing happen today. So we get a break from all of this wet weather as we go through the day tomorrow. We're going to get those winds coming in from the north. It's going to be fairly gusty. Winds out of the north at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. You'll see clearing skies as you get further into the afternoon and the evening. So we'll wake up to some cloud cover tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to last all that long. Now, you may see the clouds start to bounce back late Friday into Saturday. Remember, we got another round of some severe weather that's going to be on the way. That will start to arrive a little bit further on into the weekend, and that's going to be an all modes type weather event where what we were focusing on today was primarily wind and hail. The ones that we see on Saturday night, Sunday, those are potentially going to be carrying tornadoes inside them as well. Now, we saw a couple times today, it looked like some of those storms were trying to rotate. You weren't ever really able to see it come together and make its way all the way down to the ground. But that's what we're going to be watching for as we go through the weekend. So we'll have a slight chance, we'll be at the slight risk for some severe weather as we get into Saturday evening and Saturday night. As we get into Sunday, that will increase. We may see that enhanced wording that is a step above what the slight was. Of course, we were sitting at a marginal tonight. Anytime you have a risk of severe weather, it's worth monitoring the radar, even if it stays isolated, because again, we saw what happened today. It catches the right little pocket of air, and from there, it can go haywire. So, as I mentioned, we're going to clear through the day Friday. We'll see the clouds start to bounce back on Saturday. Now, the Euro has kind of delayed the onset of some of these showers for Saturday until later on in the night. Other models have brought it in just a little bit faster. I tend to lean with the Euro. It does a fairly good job. It's one of the more reliable ones to use, even the longer range outlooks. Now, this will take us through Sunday midday. Expect those thunderstorms to start popping up, and they are going to be on the strong side. Again, an all modes type weather event. The instability is going to be there. The winds are going to be there, that we could end up seeing a few tornadoes, hail, winds, all of that on Sunday. Make sure that you do stay tuned to the forecast as we move forward here over the coming days, just to make sure that you're getting the latest information. 60% on your rain chances, so it'll be cooling down a little bit later on tonight. We'll see the temperatures drop, and going into tomorrow, we'll only be in the low 70s. About 71 degrees for your high. More sunshine on the way for tomorrow. Again, it's short-lived. You've got the clouds, showers, thunderstorms. Those all build back into the forecast on Sunday. But the good news is, as we look into next week, beautiful clear skies. You're going to see those temperatures down in the 70s as well. Those lows even going to be sitting down in the upper 40s. So quite the cool down coming up for next week. We've just got another round of stormy weather to get through. And again, that will be this weekend.